Hi, I'm Phoebe from Heaven the Axe, and you're watching The Hard Rock Show. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to The Hard Rock Show. I'm Shane.
I'm Andrew.
And I guess you could call this the first episode of Season 2.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. You might notice that we've got a new look in the background.
Yeah, and that's a special thanks to Selby's, a place that's done very nice things for us, supplied us with a nice roll-up banner, which you'll see later in the episode, and supplied us with some new artwork. So thanks to them. Details are on screen, so if you're interested, look them up.
Yep. I think, seeing as we've been away for a couple of weeks, we should probably get straight into it with some news.
Yeah, we've got some big ones to talk about, so...
Yeah. First up is obviously Soundwave Revolution has been cancelled.
Yeah, that's pretty much official now, we believe.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are blaming Van Halen for it, but
no,
that's not the case. It was actually Aerosmith, if you want to blame anybody.
I don't want to blame any bands personally. I'd rather blame the promoter.
But I guess in September we won't be going to Soundwave.
Not anymore, no.
Unfortunately. Hopefully some of those bands still come out around that time, because there's some great bands on that lineup.
There's going to be a lot of rumours flying around over the next few weeks about that too, because a lot of these bands will have had this sort of period of time booked in for a while now. So I'm pretty sure a few of them will come out at least, so we'll just see what happens.
Already hearing a few ramblings about who's coming out to do tours around that time, and then there's still going to be some good people coming out.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted as best we can, I guess.
Yep. Also, just want to throw in there quickly, for anybody that's been asking us, and there has been a few that have been asking, Megadeth have now set the release date for the new album, which is going to be titled 13.
Yep.
And it's going to be released on the 1st of November, so we haven't got long to wait for that one.
Not at all now, no.
It's going to be a great album.
Time's going to fly, so we're looking forward to that one. It's going to be a lot of fun, as always.
Exactly.
Last album was good. This one should be another good one.
Yep. They're always being very consistent, so can definitely expect this one to be another great album.
They very rarely let the expectations down, so to speak, so they've done well.
So the next one is, you might remember us touching on it briefly in a previous episode. Metallica have announced what their secret project was. Yeah. And it's a team up with Lou Reed.
That's a bit different. Now, I can't quite get in my head how this one's going to work, but I'm curious, and I'm a big fan of Metallica, so I'm just waiting to see where this goes.
Hopefully it should come out this year. I'm hoping for it.
They've had enough time.
The very end of the year, but it's going to be a very interesting album.
Well, I just said they've had enough time, but then again, this is Metallica, and they take a long time between drinks traditionally. So
they do, yeah. But I'm just curious as to whether James is going to sing with Lou Reed, or whether he's just going to take the role of rhythm guitarist.
Yeah, I hadn't,
maybe some backing vocals.
I hadn't thought of the duet thing until you just mentioned that right now, and that would be strange, to say the least. But hey, he's duetted with, what was it, Ja Rule and stuff.
Yeah, well, that was a studio cut-up sort of thing. I don't think they actually ever sang together. But
they did something there. So.
But that's another one that's probably going to come out in the next 6 months, I would imagine. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
That's very interesting.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Now, one that I want to touch on is the Disturbed camp. Now, I'm personally a massive fan of Disturbed. Pretty sure you are as well.
Yeah, I love Disturbed.
Yeah, and to hear the rumblings out of there that they're going on a definite break after the current tour of South America, which should be getting close to an end by about now.
Yeah.
They're going to go on indefinite break, and they don't know if there's a future beyond that point for the band. Now, if they go out, at least they're going out on a good note, but I personally really hope they don't. So,
yeah, there's rumblings going on about inner turmoil within the band, and David Draymond said that if Disturbed was ever going to break up, now would be the time to do it while they're on a career high.
Yeah.
Honestly hope that they don't break up. I think they've got a few good albums and tours left in them.
I don't think they would ever run out of material if they wanted to keep going themselves. They've just got enough diversity and enough growth in them so far to just keep rolling along. So, hopefully.
Yeah, so let's hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, our local boys, Sunset Riot, they're been on tour over in the States at the moment, and they continue that up until September, mid-September.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at some of their tour dates that they've got.
Yep.
Take a look. So that was Sunset Riot's current tour dates, and they are adding more and more dates while they're actually over there on tour as well.
Very busy boys.
So yeah, keep your eyes open, and if you're in any area that they're playing in, definitely get down to see them because you won't be disappointed.
Not at all.
Just wanted to briefly touch on former Deep Purple keyboardist John Lord has just been diagnosed with cancer. We're not actually sure what kind of cancer it is at the moment, but the Hard Rock Show would just like to wish him a speedy recovery and
full recovery.
Hope that everything goes well.
He's got hopefully a lot of life left in him, so we'll stay tuned and best wishes to him and those around him. So.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a few releases to talk about this week.
We do.
First one, I know you're not a big fan of it at all, and I'm not a big fan of it either. Actually, is Limp Bizkit's Gold Cobra.
Terrible. They should just stop. Okay, all of you quit. Go away. Die in a corner somewhere quietly. Just.
I think this album didn't need to be recorded. To be honest,
waste of money.
Limp Bizkit probably should have stayed retired and not released this.
Yeah.
And if they were going to come back, they should have released something a hell of a lot better than this. I don't like it. It hasn't got a decent moment on the whole thing. The only enjoyment I got out of the album so far was watching his reaction when I played it for him.
And we should have had the camera for that because I probably could have gone and thrown up right about that time.
Yeah,
it was
Like
terrible.
you were going to.
Yeah. So, no, don't do it. Don't do any more. Go rot somewhere. Go away. I cannot stand you, so just piss off.
Okay, another one is Trivium have just released In Waves, which is their 5th studio album, and it's not too bad at all. Yeah. I know Trivium are one of those bands that a lot of people either love them or hate them.
And this one's had some interesting feedback among the fan base at the moment too.
Yeah,
so
I'm not a big fan of the first single off the album, which is called In Waves, but the album does have a lot of other good moments on it actually. Really, really good riffs, and the singer Matt Heafy, he's probably singing better than he has on any other album.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good sound. So see how it goes out there. Hopefully there's more of them to come as well. So see what happens.
Now we also have a release from Sepultura.
Yes.
Kairos,
I think, was when we were listening to it before,
It's their 6th studio album with new singer Derek Green.
Well, he's not really a new singer anymore, is he? So,
no,
was it
not
15
at all.
years or something?
15 years, yeah.
So
it's not a bad album at all.
No.
I nearly said not a great album.
No, it's a pretty good album. There's even a Ministry cover on there.
Yeah,
so.
the Ministry cover of Just One Fix is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. It's a very riff-heavy album.
Yeah.
And it's probably, in my opinion, the best one that they've done with Derek Green so far. I haven't really
sounding
been a fan
very
of
good.
any of their other material with Derek, but this one I like.
Well, we were both fans of the earlier stuff, more so than the newer stuff.
Yeah.
But this one does do very well for both of us. So
Absolutely.
This is a good one.
Now, another one is local release, Electric Mary.
Yes.
We all know them, we all love them.
They have a very big following out here, so if you're not onto these guys yet, get on.
They've just released a new EP and it's got a DVD to go with it. Yep. It's called A Long Time Coming.
It was a long time
coming.
And it was
a long time coming. But the wait was definitely worth it.
Absolutely, yes.
It's a fantastic CD. There's 6 tracks on it and I can't fault any of them. The DVD, it's very, very brief.
Yep.
It seems to go really, really quickly.
Okay. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch that yet, so.
There's about 7 tracks on it, all from the Down to the Bone era.
Yep.
And it just flies by. It's a really, really quick CD, but definitely worthwhile listening to.
Now, our first listen of the new EP, we were a bit unsure of what to think of it, but when you listen to it again and listen to the Down to the Bone one, you can just see how well it does work together. So for some people, it's not the first. We're not the only ones that have thought this. The first listen is a bit unusual if you're an existing fan, but do give it the time because this one does grow on you very quickly.
Definitely.
It's still a great standout album. So looking forward to more from them.
Yeah, well, that's it for the Hard Rock Happenings.
Yes.
So I guess we'll get on to our feature artist for the week.
Yes.
Which is Heaven the Axe.
Great act.
Notice the
Behind me here.
young lady on the wall up there. That's Phoebe, the singer from Heaven the Axe.
Yep.
Fantastic band.
Yes.
Their album is just about to come out. You'll actually be able to get it on iTunes as of the 18th of September.
Yep.
And they'll be doing a album launch at the House of Rock on the 17th of September.
Yeah.
So let's have a little look at the interview that we did with Phoebe from Heaven the Axe.
This is a good one, so enjoy, folks.
Yeah.
You guys have an interesting backstory about how you guys got together and the formulation of the band. Do you want to share a bit about that with us?
You think it's interesting, do you?
Oh, well, anything's interesting, so give it a go.
All right. Yeah, well, I guess you could say when I was like about 13, I used to steal like guitars from the school music room and go home and teach myself how to play. I was just so keen to learn.
Yep.
And I would like tape, off Nirvana and that sort of music and teach myself off video hits how to play the guitar.
Cool.
And this one particular day I went for a walk through the park in Lake Albert in Wagga, where I come from, and I saw these, I stopped dead in my tracks. I'm like, holy shit, who is that mega hot, long-haired, tattooed guy driving this panel van? And then my whole body just went, oh my God, and I got inspired to write my first song. So I went home and I wrote a song called Hey Mr. Bad News, I Want to See the Back of Your Panel Van. And then I hooked up with Steve a few years later to start playing music together. And I said, hey, I wrote this song and it's about this guy in a panel van in Lake Albert. And he's like, bullshit, that's me. That was my panel van. So it's kind of predestined maybe that we're together playing music, and we like to think so anyway.
So is that song ever going to see the light of day?
Yeah, definitely. We play that acoustic still now, but we'll definitely heavy it up and do a version. It's a classic.
So who would be your current inspirations and your past inspirations? What sort of drives you guys and motivates you guys to continue going on and creating new music as it comes along?
Okay. Well, what comes to mind when you ask me that question is a song that I've written called My Whitney and Mariah CD Collection.
Okay.
And it's a song about how when I was having sex with Steve, being a metalhead, clearly, I would hide my Whitney and Mariah CDs and pretend I was way into Pantera and Slipknot when really just to impress him. And
he's probably already impressed by the time he's got to that point, but anyway.
I just wanted to seem cool. Anyway, look, I definitely grew up on the Divas, but now I like Warpaint, so that's probably my favourite band at the moment. But the guys, they're all into, Napalm Death and Meshuggah and, that's who they love. But one of our most favourite bands is He's Legend and the album It Hates You.
Cool. That
had non-stop airplay for the last year.
That's all right. So that's be a more current sort of an influence then. And
yeah, definitely. He is Legend. We love that band.
Right. So do you ever pull out any Mariah or anything like that with the guys now that you're all a bit more familiar with each other, or are you still too scared to go and do that?
Oh, no. They do what I tell them, bitch.
So what's your affiliation now with the Summer Nats? Apparently you're sort of doing a bit more with them, residency or some such, you've been saying. So how'd that come about and what's that involve?
Well, how it came about was we went to Sydney to play at the Talent Development Project graduation concert, which was a talent grooming program that I was lucky to be involved in. And we played at the Sydney Entertainment Centre, and when we did the sound check, the owners of Summer Nats were there and they walked straight up and said, you guys got the gig straight away. And so we got the gig and we played there for 3 days this year, and that was amazing. Probably drank a bit too much Jim Beam though. We had unlimited rider, which was awesome.
So what sort of a crowd do you get? Is it a more raucous kind of a crowd than you normally get at a standard pub gig, or?
I think the crowd there is just so awesome. They really appreciate the music, in the city, you're playing to a lot of musicians, here in the city. So you've got a lot of people that are, skeptical, or, they're your friends, or, who knows. But at Summer Nats, they're there to party, and they're from all around the country, and they're not necessarily musicians. So we absolutely had a ball playing to that crowd.
Be really good exposure as well, I guess. So
definitely, it was fantastic.
Oh,
so
cool.
that would have to be a similar thing to playing at the Tradie Expo, which you guys are pretty much official band of the Tradie Expo.
Yeah.
The Tradie Expo, yes, that was fun. We just played acoustic there over a couple of days, and look, I'll tell you what, people are gonna be just diving out to the shop soon. I sewed this high-vis lycra, navy blue and fluoro yellow unitard to wear at it. It was a moment in my fashion history.
Okay. So how much fashion do you do personally? I see there's a few things up here that aren't in shot at the moment, just some garments, and there's jewellery and stuff over there as well. So how much of that is your brainchild, or is it you got friends involved, or the whole band involved, or?
Well, definitely, I guess my brainchild.
Yep.
The whole, way the band comes about is we all get in and get our hands dirty. So ideas come, and then everyone gets involved, which is why we all get along so well and get a lot of work done.
Yep.
But I think part of gigs and performing is that every gig you need to have a different costume, and it comes from where you are at the time. You know, so. Yes, it just comes from the universe.
That's your little diva party coming out, I guess, the whole fashion part
well,
of it.
the guys are lugging the mezzas out, to the gig, and I'm like sewing like nuts trying to finish my costume. And that is the truth.
Tell us a bit about the open mic nights you guys run regularly for us. So
we do indeed. We're very lucky to be able to play every Wednesday night at the Bendigo Hotel in Collingwood, which is a fantastic venue.
Yep.
And we get up and do a set of a lot of our new songs, which all come from playing on the acoustic guitar.
Yep.
And they're all got a ridiculously hilarious story behind them. So we get a chance to perform it there, and we've had some incredible talent come in. So anyone can come down and play along.
Nice.
And so how do some of the songs that are on the album translate to acoustic?
Yeah.
Well, they've all come from being an acoustic song, the Heaven the Axe songs. So basically I write the songs on the acoustic guitar, and then I hand them over to a room of metalheads.
Yep.
That one there yelling at me. And they just can't help but chug it up.
Yep.
So that's the fun of it.
All right. So do you guys write collaboratively as a unit then? Is it all together, or do you sort of have an idea, a genesis of a song kind of thing, and hand it off? Like, I know you've sort of mentioned that, but how does it sort of describe more about the creative process to us in general?
Well, up until this point, it's definitely come from either myself and my husband, Steve, who plays the guitar in Heaven the Axe. We've written a lot of the songs together on the acoustic guitar and then take it to the band, and Steve really oversees how that develops.
Yep.
And then now we're all trying to, we're really working as a collective to make songs, because Matt's got incredible riff ideas. He was the guitarist in Damaged, and a lot of you remember Do Not Spit being amazing. So he's just a really talented guitarist. And the new stuff that's coming out now is very, very exciting.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, that was the interview we did with Phoebe from Heaven the Axe. It was a good night. Awesome gig too. They went off live.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic live.
And we've actually got to thank the venue, the Prague, for having us down there that night. They made us feel right at home, and anything that we needed, they helped us out with. So.
Hands down, the most welcoming venue we've been to yet, easily. So thank you very much to that place.
Definitely.
Prague. Do go there if you get a chance.
Now, the Heaven the Axe album's called Sex, Chugs and Rock and Roll.
I think that pretty much sums it up as well. So.
It's a good title.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember how many tracks are on it. I think there's about 11 tracks all up.
I think it's 9. I think it's 9 actually, yeah. Could be wrong, but either it's 9, 10 or 11, take your pick. But
out of all those tracks, the one that stands out to me is Enemy.
Yeah. Which
you're going to hear a bit of in a minute.
Yep. Great track.
The band's actually filming a video clip for it at the moment.
Yeah.
At Explicit Gentlemen's Club.
Yes. Now we've been there before to film another band. That'll come up later in the season, but this was it's a good place, and the film clip will be interesting, I think.
I believe it's the 22nd of August. If you get down to Explicit Gentlemen's Club, you might end up in the video, so get down there.
There is a Facebook page for this, so check out the details which we have on the screen.
Page,
and get on board if you can.
Yep. So you got any standout tracks off the album?
I do like Enemy.
Yeah.
I do love that one. Another one for me is So Nirvana. There's just something about that song which really does. It's a good one. There's that track at the start of it has a car doing a burnout going up the street, and that pretty much symbolises what these guys are all about. These guys are just straight up rock and roll. There's a few softer moments on the album, but overall, just good, solid rock. And when we saw them live, they're not afraid to do a few interesting covers either.
No, not at all.
They did in the same set Pantera and Britney Spears.
Yeah, and the Runaways.
Yeah. And they all kicked ass.
They did. It was a great set.
Yeah, they were very good live. So if we're going to throw some dates up on the screen, I reckon. So
yep, and throw some dates up, and then we'll go straight into a little bit of Enemy.
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
All right, so that was just a listen to Enemy from Heaven the Axe's debut album, Sex, Chugs and Rock and Roll.
Yep.
It's a great album.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Now, you might have noticed before we played the clip that in their tour dates, October 22nd in Melbourne, they're playing with CrashDiet.
Yes.
Another awesome band from Sweden.
Yeah.
And they remind me of Skid Row.
Yeah.
They've got
big time
glam, sleaze sort of influence. Throw right back to the 80s.
Yeah, and the latest clip demonstrates all of that very thoroughly.
Yeah. So in keeping with the theme,
yes,
let's have a look at
Generation Wild.
Generation Wild by
the latest
CrashDiet.
clip. Yep. Enjoy.
Enjoy. All right, I hope you enjoyed the clip Generation Wild by CrashDiet.
I hope you weren't eating when you were watching that too, by the way. So. Yeah, but it's a good clip and a great song, and
off a great album.
Yeah,
and it should be an awesome show when they come out here in October.
And they're doing gigs with Sunset Ride and
Sunset
support
Ride
as well,
is
yeah.
supporting up in Sydney, and Diamond Sins from Adelaide are actually going to be on the Melbourne show as well, and they're fantastic. They're a bit murder dolls.
Yeah,
I think. But this was our first episode back, so we've been a little bit lenient with ourselves and let ourselves go over time.
A little bit longer than what we're planning to do. This season's going to try and keep to a half-hour format, but there will be much more of the interviews and stuff that are coming away. We're also having a little road trip to Adelaide.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, we're going to make a nice little special out of that one, so stay tuned. Be a lot of fun.
all things to look forward to in our second season, if you want to call it that.
New stuff, old stuff, the classic reviews and all those sort of things are still going to be there as well. So
absolutely.
More of the same and more new stuff to love.
Yep. So that's it for this episode.
Until next week.
Drink up.
Rock on.
We're going to have a look...